Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Today we're going to talk about the Ukrainian counteroffensive in the north, not in the south. As you probably know, the counteroffensive started in the 1st of September. That coincides with the invasion of Poland by Germany in the Second World War. Very interesting date. These guys are tards. And that in 1939. So, well, maybe. Does it? And they say they have no Nazis in their government. Maybe they did that to celebrate the invasion of Poland and say now we're going to invade or liberate Ukraine, part of the territories that the Russia invaded. No? This is not Barbarossa invasion, but this is just the Poland invasion. Man, these guys are... I would have waited until the second at least, so idiots like me would not make that, hey, wait a second, but that coincides with the Nazis' invasion of Poland. Didn't the Russians say that you guys are Nazis and now you do it on the same day? Well, whatever. This article comes from Bloomberg, September 9th, 2022. Ukraine's army's breakthrough in north threatens Russian grip. Wow, let's see. A Ukrainian counteroffensive appears to be progressing in the north, but less so in the southern Kherson region, than has attracted greater attention and Russian reinforcement. Ukrainian officials and Russian military bloggers alike on Thursday described a counteroffensive in the north, so the Ukrainian officials and Russian military bloggers, in the north that has surprised in its speed. The first time since the war began that Ukrainian forces have been able to push past Russian defenses on a more than a tactical level. The limited breakthrough, comes as Russia's President Vladimir Putin ratchets up pressure on European energy markets. That has officials in Kiev ratcheting to show allies the war can be won. A little battle doesn't mean you're going to get to Moscow, but it's a success. Yes, it's a success, but keep your spirits down a little bit. Don't be so excited about this. In the few days since the offensive began with an assault on the town of Balaklia, about 90 kilometers, 56 miles south east of Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city, units have advanced 50 kilometers into Russian-held territory, taking 20 settlements, according to Oleksiy Khromov, a spokesman for the Ukrainian armed forces. And I'm quoting, "The enemy is partially demoralized." I heard this demoralization for about 6 months already, but continues to put up resistance, end quote, Khromov said in a briefing on Thursday. In his Thursday evening video address, Ukrainian the president of Ukraine, let's put it this way, Zelensky said soldiers had liberated a total of 1,000 square kilometers, that is 386 square miles of occupied territory since the beginning of September. Some Ukrainian units have moved so fast they're beyond the range of artillery support, according to pro-Kremlin Russian military blogger Alexander Kots. Well, that reminds me of the Blitzkrieg, when the Germans were so fast going around the Maginot Line, going through the lowland countries, that they had to stop because the tanks' advancement were so fast that the support army and the ammunition and everything else was far behind, and they were risking to be cut in two by the French army. So my God, that's a history repeating here. And now we agree this pro-Kremlin Russian blogger Alexander Kots. So by Friday, Kots was worried that Ukrainian forces already had cut ties with Kupiansk, a key logistic hub for Russian troops fighting in the eastern Donbas region. He said Ukrainian soldiers appeared to have veered north of the town to sever the road to the Russian border. And I'm quoting, "The situation is difficult," Kots wrote on his Telegram channel, which has more than 500,000 subscribers. Further south, Kherson, however, some Russian bloggers portrayed a much more difficult scenario for the Ukrainian foes, claiming heavy casualties and a stuttering advance, accounts supported by wounded Ukrainian soldiers interviewed by the Washington Post. Wow, so interesting statement right here. So you have other bloggers who portrayed a much more difficult scenario for the Ukrainian foes, claiming heavy casualties and stuttering advance, accounts supported by wounded Ukrainian soldiers interviewed by the Washington Post. It wasn't possible to independently verify the claim by either Ukraine or the Russian bloggers, but they were usually aligned. Okay, a Ukrainian force spearheaded. Oh, Blitzkrieg. Oh, Adolf again. 1st of September now, Blitzkrieg spearheaded by 15 tanks. Can't believe I'm reading this. 15 tanks moved on Balaklia on Tuesday. That's the spearhead. 15 tanks. Why am I saying this? Because I always compare it with Kursk, Second World War. Those were not 15 tanks over there, okay? That's why I'm like, okay, 15 tanks. All right, so on Thursday, overwhelming 8 nearby villages in less than a day, and adding another to following day. Romanov Light, a Telegram blogger with over 56,000 followers, wrote on his channel. So if 15 tanks were able to move on 8 nearby villages in less than a day, I wonder what was the Russian opposition. 3 chicken, 5 pigs and 3 stray dogs and a cat meowing? Is that what it was? Really? I mean, those 15, you can take them out with 15 rockets, with 15 bazookas. You need one person with 15 rockets. You can take them all. Or the tanks will take that one. No, the tank would not even freaking know that guy is over there in the bush or in the trenches. Oh, you think so, Emil? Nothing is certain in these situations, okay? What if out of the 15 tanks, 14 just broke down? Huh? Anyway, so an advanced group of special forces flies in an armored column at speed into the center of a settlement, dismounts, suppresses everything around, and then holds the settlement. An advanced group of special forces. Okay. Romanov Light wrote, referring to armored personal carriers. In a post late Wednesday, he added that Russian air forces had finally engaged, risking anti-aircraft fire to bomb Ukrainian units on the ground. By Thursday, however, the Ukrainian attack had claimed Shevchenkovo, the largest remaining town on the road east of Kupiansk. While in some cases, even the identities of Russian bloggers can't be verified. Those sightings, all right, so I'm not going to read them. You know what I mean? But let's go. With Russia's defense ministry didn't comment on the fighting Friday, but it did release what it said was a video of tanks and other military vehicles redeploying towards Kharkiv. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said Ukraine has been using its military capability, including HARMS missiles, HARM, well in its current operation. They are changing the dynamics on the battlefield, he told reporters in Prague. We see success in Kherson, we see success in Kharkiv. Very good. Now we have the Valery Zlushny. This is the Ukraine's top commander. He says that also signaled out the Ukrainian position on the Izium front in Kharkiv as particularly difficult, but its forces to hold. Kupiansk is the logistics and transit hub for the Izium front, about 75 kilometers. So they are obviously trying to break the Russians in the north as well as in the south. I still maintain that the idea, or and entertain the idea that this is just going to be something that is very, very temporarily, and I don't think of a temporary nature. I don't think it's going to push the Russians to where. But, and I'm talking about the Ukrainian army being also depleted, not only the Russian one. And then I don't think they have the 15 tanks. I don't know how many tanks they still have, but they definitely will have missiles from the West for their 20 launchers that they have, that the Russians were not able to destroy, allegedly. So, I don't know. We'll find out, right? I don't know how the Russians are responding. They bring troops, and I read an article saying that they bring reservists. Well, so be it. We'll find out. The thing is, on the 1,300 long line, contact line, the war, if you want, it's a lot of things could happen every day, and they do happen. I don't have much faith in this Ukrainian counteroffensive, but that's me. Well, we'll find out if they allow us to stay alive. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.